Hey there, Jeff with Virtue Drums here in Jackson, Michigan. Wanted to do a little video today because I have the opportunity yet again for an old set of 60s Ludwigs to come in through the shop. And why are they here and why are they often here? They're here for bearing edge work. And this is not uncommon. This is not unique to this set. This is not just unique to the drums that have come to me. I've looked at a lot of drums, ones that people think sound magic, went to drum shows, looked at ones that people are selling for lots of money. This is the reality of these drums. So, my opinion is there's obviously a lot of nostalgia, and there are certain characteristics and achievements that the Ludwig Drum Company and other vintage drum company made that are what bring us here today and are, some of the reasons why I'm building drums. And so it's not that there's nothing to be learned or valued in that history, but the reality in terms of the performance of the instrument is just simply overinflated and not real. So, real talk today, okay? So, yeah, just the reality. I mean, I've seen lots of iterations of this. I'll show you, this particular example. You can see things like, just all this chipped out poplar core from when they were just working too fast or not using sharp enough tools or whatever the case may be. Things like the hump that's not quite as bad on this guy. The 14 down there that's a little better, you can see it there. This scarf joint is got this big hump that's always there with this big seam on the inside, and the other sort of version of crazy that went into these is that to cut corners, they wrapped the drums before they were cylinders, before they were drum shells. So they put the wrap on when it was still a two-dimensional piece of veneer, and then that got scarf jointed right into the shell. So the plastic is bonded right between the wood. It's absolutely a shortcut. I don't think anyone, would reasonably claim that that was done for sound, right? That was done for efficiency, that was done for convenience, that was done because it was cheaper and faster. So there's lots of shortcuts that went into these, and it was in an era when people weren't really asking these questions. These edges are very much not true, as you know if you follow me at all. Often, the thing I'm fixing on even, very high-end modern drums is getting to where the edges are actually level, and then also rethinking kind of the shape. The shape on these, actually the idea of the design is generally a good idea. I like that big outer roundover, but they're not even close, not even close to being level. And I think that that's a byproduct of, these companies started building drums back before plastic heads were even a thing, and calf would conform to what was there, and so they didn't need to think that way necessarily, but it's very established now that that matters. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Can it be fixed? Yeah, we can get these drums trued up. We can get them to where they're actually level. I can't make them a perfect circle because they're just not. But we're just going to embrace the charm of that, let some of that character live, fill all the gaps and cracks and stuff that's delaminating, make it structurally sound. Get a nice outer roundover on there that'll actually be clean and not all choppy and messy. And the drums, the bottom line, at the end of the day, the drums will tune easy. They will hold that tension. They will have a wide range of available pitches. If your drum has a sweet spot, something's wrong. You might find that charming. You might think that's endearing to fight your drum. You shouldn't have to fight your drum with tuning. And there shouldn't be like, well, it can do really high and it can do really low, but it can't do anything in the middle, or there's gaps in its repertoire. That means there's almost certainly a problem going on with the bearing edges. So that's stuff we fix here. Glad to be able to take another kit that's got this cool old nostalgic look. It's really actually a very clean, nice drum set in terms of its sort of historical representation of what's here. But sonically, performance-wise, for a drummer that actually cares about being able to work with their instrument, record, play live, show up at different venues, have it serve them in all those instances, there's some work that needs to be done. So, hope this helps. Have a great day, guys.